Good evening and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. As you guys come into the room, please hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. I hope that you guys are doing okay on this evening. I know that I am. I always express the importance of hitting the like button because the like button helps to keep the video on the algorithm, okay? So, like, share, subscribe, comment, all of those great things, okay? I know I'm doing a video late. I work for. I left home this morning at 8, and I didn't get back home until maybe 8:55 tonight. So, um, I've been out all day. So, um, while I was out today, because I was downtown today, and I was doing some work in my office, I had to go back downtown. Then I had to um go over to the sheriff's office for some stuff. But I was thinking later tonight as I was finishing up some reports and stuff that I had to do at my office, and I got to thinking about, will the Young Dolph's trial, cause division in the city of Memphis? And I know a lot of people felt like that, what happened to Young Dolph had caused a lot of division in Memphis. I wouldn't say that it caused division. I would say that even the people, people was thinking it was a South Memphis versus North Memphis type of situation, and it never was, right? Because the people in North Memphis didn't have a lot of them. Those people did not have anything against Young Dolph. Like it was never like a South Memphis, North Memphis war going on at all. Because even if they had a camaraderie or some type of alignment with some of the people from out of North Memphis that has been accused of being a part of the plot of Young Dolph's demise, a lot of those people was not even with that because they did not have any issues with Young Dolph, right? I think what we started seeing later on, we started seeing people that it is alleged that had um, taken a part in the hit on Young Dolph, trying to pull a lot of those young guys in to try and pit them against Young Dolph's artists, right? You started seeing some of those artists. They even started using some of those artists to try and pull in other people. But thank God it was not as explosive as they thought, because a lot of those young guys around the Fraser and North Memphis area, they see for themselves. They were smart enough to see for themselves, just from the outside looking in, or maybe even knowing a little bit more, by way of, from hearing stuff in the street, that they didn't really want no parts of that. You got a lot of those young guys in Fraser and in North Memphis, especially around the Fraser area. They rapping like they are talented. They want to get their foot in the door, and they might even be out there in the street, but they didn't want to take no part in having getting involved in, um going against paper route or dissing Young Dolph or anything like that. I have to say, I didn't see a lot of those young dudes. They weren't on that, right? Even if they were in rap, even if they had developed some type of alignment with people that was accused of it, right? Being a part of it, you didn't see them jumping in and dissing Young Dolph, because they already understood that that situation was messed up and they ain't want no parts of that. You know what I mean? And I can honestly say that nobody saw that. So when, people were saying, well, it's North Memphis against people on the outside of Memphis. It's North Memphis against South Memphis. It has never been North Memphis against South Memphis ever. Um, but as far as the people, I don't think that it will cause a division, but I do believe that there is a division as it relates to the people that was involved. It started to happen, but I had already said it was going to happen. My favorite scripture is, um, the Bible says that They come at you one way and they flee in seven different ways. In other words, God will confuse the language. And I got some confirmation today that the language has been confused. Okay. So I already knew that it would happen. So I think the division will, the division is coming by way of, and it always happens like that because when you do wrong, it can never produce anything right. Right. It always crumbles by way of some of these little guys that call themselves real tight, you know. And we already knew that it was going to happen, not just with the younger ones, but with some of the older ones. Because I was having a conversation even with somebody today, and they was talking about, um, there was some speculation about somebody, um, backdooring someone that was just taken out. um that was hey, they was supposed to be real tight in the circle, right? But as it relates to some of these other ones, like some of these younger ones, I got some confirmation that, like I said, God has confused the language. They fleeing and they scattering out and fleeing. And when you start talking about football field numbers and things of that nature, as it relates to um, these young men doing time, you 25, 26 years old, even 30 something, you're not going to want to go and do time, especially if you was just on the lot. I told y'all they knew who was on the lot, who was around in the vicinity. I told y'all that from the very beginning. And if you have very minimum, you're not, and that they ain't playing with you. I don't care what a nigga say, them folks out there ain't playing. I understand that investigations can be perpetual, okay? Especially when they're trying to glue some things together with super glue to make it stick, right? Sometimes we get very, how we get, um, when we want things to happen right away, because I was, how I was fussing the other day because I was just, I'm ready for some, we be ready for some stuff to shake. But hey, it does not always happen like that. Sometimes things are perpetual, but you get a bigger result. And they already had a head start, right? And so, you know, um, they got to, when you have a case that is super glued and you go to people and you're not begging them to tell you anything, you're telling them, this is what I got and this is what you're going to get. And they already know what it is, people start to break and start to talk. I do know that somebody was beat up real bad. Okay. And I don't be wishing that up on nobody. I just hate, all of this stuff is happening. I hate that it has happened. And my prayer is those young men that had very minimum to do with this situation, um, that they do the right thing and then um, go on with their lives and turn their lives around because they do have the opportunities to do that, right? They have the opportunities, those that had minimum, because it wasn't right for them to be sitting out there watching this stuff happen. But just let's just be clear, the people that was sitting out there, that was out there, in support, or where they thought they were supporting their people or whatever, watching this stuff happen, it was wrong. But they shouldn't get 60 years, you know, as the people that actually pulled the trigger got, right? They shouldn't get 60 years, especially if um, they are doing the right thing at this point. So, do I think it would divide the city? No, um, because it was a lot of people that did not agree with what Young Dolph did, even if they were not messing with him. Okay, even if they was like, I don't mess with him like that, I'm on this side. A lot of people didn't agree with that because everybody was trying to figure out why take his life. There was no need to do it. And so I can understand when people say, well, you know, them people in Memphis. That makes me mad as hell. Stupid mother suckers. When those people got to live in those hoods and stuff. But what do piss me off when you got these damn, as my great aunt used to say, these nuts. You know, they was country. It was trying to say, I believe they was trying to say ignorant, but they say these nuts, you know, from around Memphis, and they know what happened, and they be on these panels and in these chats and stuff, perpetuating this garbage that people put out when they know it's not right. Okay, not unless they're doing it on purpose because they know they're because I don't know, because they're a plan or some hell, I don't know. They're trying to help to change or steer a narrative, because I know those kinds of people are out there, um, but some people are in survival mode, you know, and they secretly say, oh, because you know, one of my exes that is in South Memphis, the hardcore streets of South Memphis, like Black Youngster, them big dog, for real, okay. And I never seen a frown so deep on his face when he said, Doc was good people. They was wrong for doing that to Doc. We ain't agree with that at all. We ain't agree with that at all. They was wrong for that. He was helping people for real. He was all up this way helping people. They was wrong for doing that to him. We was not in agreement with that. That was effed up. They know they was wrong for that. Okay, they keep going, violating, going against, doing shit they know they wrong for doing. So it's a lot of street dudes that did not respect that. And it's a lot of them that lost respect for them, people that was involved in that. They lost respect, even if they so-called, quote unquote, called raised them or whatever it was, because I don't know how street dudes can raise, but I guess that's what they're doing. um they was not in agreement with that. That's the reason why a lot of them, when people say, well, you know, hey, they say, I love little dude, but nah, I don't mess with him, you know, like Player Fly and all of them. Yeah, something just saying, you know, when these dudes do stuff foul, I love little dude, but I don't mess with them, you know, because they doing foul stuff that we ain't in agreement with, and they ain't listening to us, because there was no need for them there was no logic in doing what they did to Young Dolph other than being a send out. Okay. And I don't believe in all of that, you know, that street stuff or whatever. But when you start listening to a lot of those street guys, um, that's older, like in their late 40s and 50s and stuff, they have principles, a lot of them. You know, I think some of the ones that start getting a lot of money, I don't know, they start believing the hype. They get beside themselves, and they feel like my this money that I'm getting, it is to cause pain in other people's lives. So I'm gonna use my money to send out other folks. They ain't humbled no more, right? And so it's a lot of hardcore street dudes that don't mess with Hollywood folks. You know, they go Hollywood. They forget about I guess, whatever the street principles are, and then they go Hollywood and start trying to use their money to destroy people's lives or whatever, and it's just messed up. So, um, did it divide Memphis? It didn't divide Memphis, but I do believe, or not do believe, I do know that it is dividing a lot of these people that was involved, right? It is dividing them because, as I always say, the first law of survival is self-preservation. And like I always said, you're going to start seeing, I said this last year, you will start to see them throw themselves a lifeline. Now, I'm not going to be surprised when Straight Drop goes into self-preservation mode. I know a lot of people feel like that it won't happen, but I believe that it will happen. You know why? Because he started to go into self-preservation mode last year when he had Ganguly, and they had thrown that lifeline out in the water, and he was about to grab it. Okay. And they reeled him back in by getting him a paid lawyer, when Ganguly is probably better than his lawyer, right? But anyways, that's what I wanted to talk about. And I'm not saying that Luke is not a good lawyer. I just think that Gangula came in and he knew what he knew. Luke came in and he did what a lot of lawyers do that are city slickers. He started playing um games. Okay. He started playing games so that he could continuously get his check. Okay. So that he could continuously get his money. He's a slicker. He made them think that he was doing something. He did go in and he found a little loophole. I think he shot himself in the foot because I do believe, just based on what I was told today, I don't believe because I don't know a lot about that judge, but just based on what I was told today, and I was downtown yesterday too. She's a nice person, but she don't go for the okey doke. Her delivery is just different than Judge Coffee's, but she don't go for the okey doke either. Okay, so I don't think that she's going to let Luke get away with anything. She's just going to turn him down, and because Judge Coffee was tired of him, he was just cutting him down, and he was brashly cutting him down. I think her blow is going to be softer, but it's going to be the same result. So I don't think she's going for the okey doke with him either. Okay. I don't think he ain't gonna get no further than what he got in Judge Coffee's courtroom with this judge because she ain't gonna go for it, okay? But anyways, you guys, I wanted to get on here and talk about that right quick. I had to take a let me go soak in some water. I'm tired, my feet hurt. I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe if you like to support the channel. You could definitely support the channel via Cash App. I love you guys. I'll talk with you later.